Hello, hello everyone, and welcome to the third video in this Python tutorial series. In this video, we will go over four main data types in Python, what a variable is, and two simple functions you can use. So the first thing you want to do is just go ahead and open up your Python shell and press File and New File. And this is where we will be doing all our work today. So the first thing we need to know is what are the four main data types in Python. These are a string, an integer, a float, and a boolean. So what is a string? A string is a set of letters or words inside quotation marks. So it can also be a number, it can be anything. But what makes a string special is that it's inside quotation marks. So let's say we have quotation marks here and we say hello. This would be a string. Or hi. This would also be a string. Both of these are strings. You can also say the number 3, or you can do like random letters. These are all strings because it's inside quotation marks. The next thing we have is an integer. An integer is simply a number, any number. So 24, 36, 700, 8,000. These are all integers. Next we have a float. A float is basically an integer, except a float has a decimal point afterwards. So 24.0 would be a float, or 356.71. The difference between floats and integers is a float always has to have a decimal point after the number, but an integer does not have a decimal point. You cannot say 24.89 and expect that to be an integer, because that is not. Integers do not have decimal points afterwards. Finally, we have a boolean, probably the easiest one to remember. Booleans are either true or false. Booleans cannot be anything else, simply just true or false. Okay, so now that you've hopefully learned that, just go over it, try to remember what each of these are, and to test you, I will write down a few different data types below, over here. Data type examples, and just try to guess what each of these are. So the first one we'll have is okay, so just take a minute to find out what all of these are. Hopefully you figured out what they are, and just in case you have not, we'll go over them right now. The first one, 3, inside quotation marks. Since it is inside quotation marks, we know it has to be a string. Otherwise, it would be an integer because it's just a number. The next one, the number 3, but without quotation marks. Since it is without quotation marks and it's a number without a decimal place, we know that that means it is an integer. Next we have 456. This is also an integer, as it is a number without a decimal point outside quotation mark. So, integer. Next we have the word true. This is a float. This is a boolean. As booleans are either true or false. One thing you need to remember about Python is that it is a case-sensitive language, which means that if you say true, but without the T being capital, then it will give you an error, as it will not know what this means. You have to remember to use capital letters when they're needed and lowercase when they're supposed to be used. So even for false, always start false off with a capital letter. Next we have the word hi, inside quotation marks. So that means that this is a string. And finally, we have 24.0. Special thing to remember here is that you can see a decimal point. Since it's decimal point 0, we know that it must be a float. Also, because it is not in quotation marks, that means it's not a string. So just type float there, and that's done. So hopefully you have learned what these four main data types are and know how to distinguish them from each other. The next thing we're going to find out is what a variable is. A variable simply stores a value. So it would store the value of the data types in this case. So let's say x can be equal to hello world. And now X is storing hello world, and that's all it does. So from the last video, you might remember that print prints stuff out into the Python shell or terminal. So if we just say print, and then we print X over here, and we press, before we run it, we have to remember to save it. Always save your work, because you don't want to lose it. So I'll just press save. And as you can see right now, it is saving it where Python is located, but I don't want to save it there. So I'm just going to head over to documents and just call this variables and save. So now if we run it now, run module, you will see that it prints hello world into the terminal or shell. So now we know that X is storing the value hello world. And the amazing thing about Python is Python can automatically deduce that hello world is a string, as it has quotation marks around it. Similarly, Python automatically knows that if we say X is equal to 2, X is 2, and it is an integer. So now if we say print X again, first save your command and press run module, this time we see 2 be printed. You might be wondering, why doesn't it print hello world also? This is because Python simply prints what X is equal to, and we overwrote what X is equal to over here by saying it is equal to 2. So we changed what is equal to, and Python just takes the most recent equal to before the print function, and that's what it takes X is equal to. So now let's say we want to print multiple things. So let's say we also want to print Y is equal to true. We'll just make this hello, and we'll say hello is equal to hello world. And let's say we want to print all of these. Well, you can do this by saying X, comma, Y, comma, hello. And after saying Control S and running this, you'll see that it prints all of them together. 2, true, and hello world. If you don't want to do this, a simple way of making it print right underneath each other is just putting them all in different print statements. So you can say print X, print Y, and print hello. Because we did this in each different print statements, it will print all of these in different rows, as you can see. 2, true, and hello world. So now we're going to go on to the 2 functions that I talked about at the beginning of the video that we need to learn. And luckily, one of them is print, which you should already know how to do. So print basically just prints your command into the terminal. So as you can see, we're saying print X. It just prints the value X, the value of X into the terminal. And that's all. Since Python is a case-sensitive language, as you remember, typing print like this will throw you an error. So let's just see that. If we press run module now, it says name error. Name print is not defined, as it doesn't know what print is. But if we change it back to lowercase p, it will automatically print it again. Similarly, if you try to say print with a capital T at the end, and you press run module, oh, I forgot to save it. But if you press run module, it'll give you the error, print with a capital T is not defined, as it does not know what print with a capital T is. So you have to remember to spell these words right and use capitals when they're needed and lowercases when they're needed. The next function we're going to learn is the input function. So I'll just go ahead and delete all of this. So input is used to get the user's information. So let's say I want to find out how the user feels today. So I'll say input, how are you? And then I also want to save this to a variable, so then I can call upon it later. So I'll say X is equal to input, how are you? So now if we press Control S and run this module, it prints how are you? And as you can see this time, it doesn't show you these 3 arrows to show you that the command has finished. It just leaves it open, as it is waiting to get our input. So how are you? Amazing. Enter, and now you see those 3 arrows come up. And nothing came up afterwards, as we have not told the program to do anything with variable X. So now if we can say print X afterwards and press Control S, and this time we run the module again, it says how are you? So I'll say I am amazing. It prints I am amazing, as it has stored the user input onto variable x. So you can use these input and print functions alone to do various things. And when I say various, I mean a lot of different programs can be made just using these two functions. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. Please like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching.